Hello and good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the second ever episode of Unscripted Comic Book Reviews. Today's going to be kind of a mixed bag, a few different things I want to talk about. So for starters, I picked up a few more books last night. Green Lanterns Volume 2, Cyborg Volume 3, and JLA Volume 3. So basically what I'm doing is I started reading Justice League and I love them. And there's a lot of world-shaking sort of events going on in that series, so what I wanted to do is catch up with every character in their own series, keep up with where the Justice League is at. So I'm reading Lanterns, I'm reading Cyborg, I'm already up through Volume 5 of Flash, Volume 6 isn't out yet. I don't read Batman, I just have never been terribly interested in Batman. I've actually started to like him a lot more, seeing him in the role as a leader of the teams, the Justice League and the JLA. I really do like seeing him work with other characters. And I haven't read one of his books, so I can't say I don't like them. So I'm definitely going to have to give it a shot at some point, but I just, I don't know, I'm sort of a contrarian by nature, and since Batman's everybody's favorite character, I just feel like I have to not like him that much. I don't know, not important. Superman, I haven't started reading Superman's Rebirth series yet. I have read some Action Comic Superman, specifically Rebirth Volume 1, which is really just a random streak of issues in the middle of Action Comic Superman's story, which I think is the same Superman as the Superman series, but I don't know, because there's weird, interesting, confusing stuff going on with Superman right now that I think is really cool. And I'm trying to read more to find out more about it. Anyway, so no Batman. I'm sort of trying to catch up with Superman. Lanterns number 2, Cyborg number 3, Flash up through 5. Wonder Woman I just read Wonder Woman I just... Whoa, what happened there? Zoom, zoom, zoom. Alright, Wonder Woman I just read number 1 the other day. Well, Volume 1. Because I don't read individual issues, I just read trades. I read Aquaman Volume 1 the other day. Am I missing anybody? Flash, Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Cyborg, Lantern. Who am I not thinking of? Justice League. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, Lantern, and Lantern. Oh, that's 8. Okay. That's all of them. Yeah. Anyway, also keeping up with the JLA, partly because I suspect at some point, at different points, they're going to cross over with the other Justice League, and some stuff's going to happen there. Basically, I'm trying to keep up with any series that might in some way touch or affect the Justice League story. But also, what ends up happening, what keeps happening to me is... I read the first JLA book and I was like, cool. Picked up the second one, didn't love it. But then by the end, there was a hook that made me really, oh yeah, I was into it. So I picked up the second volume, because there's a volume before the first, it sort of doesn't matter. Like 0, 1, 2 basically. At the end of Volume 1, I picked up Volume 2. And here's what I keep doing to myself. I keep going, yeah, alright, next time I pick up books, I gotta pick up more to fill in my understanding of the greater story. Like, I want to get into Green Arrow. I'm pretty sure he has an impact on things that are going on. I know at least he crosses over with Dark Knight's Metal, which I reviewed yesterday, or at least one of the trades of it, that I want to eventually get the full picture of what happens with Dark Knight's Metal, have all the trades. So I'm like, oh yeah, I need all these books. I need, Aquaman 2 through 5 and Wonder Woman 2 through 5 and shit like that. And then I ended up coming home with a JLA book and I'm like, wait, why did I do that? And every time I start one, I'm like, ugh, lame, I don't care. And then by the end, I'm like, oh my god, that was amazing. I need to find out what happens next. So that keeps happening. But the reason I actually came here today was to talk about Suicide Squad. Hey, I call this unscripted for a reason, right? We're almost 5 minutes in and I haven't even done a review. So I watched the Suicide Squad movie last night and I wanted to talk about that, but I figured for visual reference I would also bring out this and talk about it a little bit as well. I hate this book. I straight up hate this book. I bought it because Harley's in it and I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan, and so I wanted to see anything that involves her in any way, and this book was just bad. I guess some of these images are pretty cool. I just remember when I was reading it, the action scenes just had so much going on. It was so hard to figure out what was going on a lot of the time. Although I think the biggest thing that turned me off when reading this, spoiler warning, serious spoiler, they killed Captain Boomerang. I love Captain Boomerang. I'm a big Flash fan. Has he shown up in the show? Have they used Captain Boomerang in the show yet? I'm not sure. Anyway, I love Flash. I like Captain Boomerang. I think he's fun and cool. And they killed him off, and that made me just go, fuck that. So I'm not continuing reading this series. Another complaint. So basically, main reasons why I don't want to read Suicide Squad. They killed Boomerang. Rick Flag. Boring. Why? I don't know if he's just supposed to be like the audience surrogate character, kind of like how they have that burly, handsome guy hang out with Wonder Woman so that male readers can project themselves onto him. Maybe like that's why Flag is here, because he's just like a generic soldier guy, and that's fucking boring. And this is a team where you got a samurai who steals souls, or ninja, samurai, I don't know, someone will correct me if anyone ever watches this. An assassin who never misses, a guy who's a crocodile, a chick who's crazy, and we'll get back to that, a guy who can super throw boomerangs, and a chick with magic. Alright, here's another pet peeve of mine about the whole Suicide Squad concept. Why Harley? I can understand, like, if I was an executive at DC and someone said, hey, let's make a team of villains, first thing okay, Harley. Everybody loves Harley. She's charismatic, she's beautiful, she's funny. So I can see why you would want Harley on the team, but think about it, like, logically, like in the world context. Why the fuck would Amanda Waller want Harley? She has no powers, no special abilities. Whenever people talk about her, the only thing they say is she's crazy, like as if that's somehow a superpower. In fact, I find it really funny how many times somebody is fucked with her in her own stories, and then one of their compatriots is like, did you just fuck with Harley Quinn? Don't you know she's crazy? And then she, like, you know, does some shit to, like, fuck them up, but it's, like, not related to being crazy. You know, if anything, you know, Harley is not supposed to have powers as far as I'm aware, like any powers at all, but she definitely has, like, super fighting prowess. She has, like, super strength, or at least strength to the point of, like, the most strongest a normal person can be, super reflexes, and she's got infinite resources. In other words, she's Batman? Basically, anti-hero Batman with boobs. Anyway, so it makes no sense why Harley would be on the Suicide Squad, because even though, yeah, she has those powers manifest, she doesn't technically have powers. It makes no sense why on a team with a fucking assassin and a ninja and a crocodile guy and a magic lady, you would also have just a girl who's crazy. A girl who used to date the Joker and is crazy. So they killed Digger. I don't care about Rick Flag. Harley shouldn't be on the team. And the style, again, just so much would happen, and I had such a hard time figuring out what was going on, and just visually. Oh, but probably the worst thing of all is how Harley is not herself. She's just kind of in the background. See, like, look at this bombastic bullshit. What's even going on here? But, like, you know, none of her holy cannoli-oli or any of that awesome stuff that Harley does. None of her charm is here. She's not herself. It's just her body hanging around pretending to be Harley, basically. So that's why this book sucks. The movie sucked, but you already knew that, because everybody knows that. I actually kind of enjoyed it, not gonna lie. I don't regret watching it. I had a pretty good time. I was going in, I was mixed. I was like, part of me was like, I want to give the Harley in this a chance. She's my favorite comic character, if that wasn't clear. I want to see how well this is done. I want to give it a chance. And part of me was also like, I want to hate this. I already know this movie is bad. They're going to have done Harley a disservice. It ended up being mixed. There were a couple of scenes that were like super cringy, and I was like, ugh, like Harley wouldn't do that. She wouldn't say that. But there were a lot of moments that were like really just spot on, like that's Harley. Like when Flag is warning them all about, you know, if you disobey me, blow you up. If you know, if you something, I'll blow you up. If you vex me, I'll blow you up. And then Harley goes, I've been known to be quite vexing. Just thought I'd let you know. And that was funny. That was very Harley. Something that sucked though was, I guess the director or Margot herself couldn't decide whether Harley should just talk normal or have her classic New York, I don't know what part of New York, I don't know if it's a Queens or a Brooklyn or a whatever, but her New York accent that she's known for, because Robbie seemed to sort of bounce in and out of it, and that was weird, that was cringy, especially because like she would say something in a normal voice and then a second later say something a little more Harley-esque and do the Harley voice, and it was like, it was awkward, you know. It looked like somebody pretending, which is another problem I have with a lot of these superhero shows and movies today. For the first couple of seasons of Arrow, the lighting was such that we never really saw the Arrow or any other costumed character fully illuminated, and that worked. It made them look imposing. But as it turns out, if you put people in superhero costumes in full lighting, they look stupid. Superhero costumes look mad stupid. They work in comics because they're comics, because they're drawings, and so they can look cool. Try to imagine a person wearing this costume standing out on the street. Would you be intimidated or would you laugh? I'd laugh. In Suicide Squad, one of the worst moments of all is when, who is it? Harley is killing some guy in an alley or something, and then Batman shows up. Oh no, that was the scene with Deadshot. Okay, Deadshot's like pointing a gun at the guy, and Batman shows up behind the guy, and he looks hilarious. Not only is he fully illuminated so you can see every plastic curve of his plastic-ass suit, he just looks so dumb. It's Ben Affleck, and he just does not look like he wants to be Batman. And he's just like, just standing there with like a weird posture. He doesn't look intimidating. He just looks absolutely ridiculous. See, in comics, nobody wears a costume. Not really. The way these characters are drawn, they're naked and painted. And that's part of how they get away with what they do, and they actually look cool. You know, there have been superhero shows and different things in the past. Like there was a Flash TV show from the 90s that looked really lame. They put the guy in like a sort of felt suit. I like the Flash of the TV show currently because they're not trying to make it look too much like the comics. They gave him this leather looking suit that's cool. It works on its own. It actually does work in light because it's not trying so hard to look like a comic book superhero. It's just sort of a costume that you could imagine a person wearing. I could anyway. Oh, another complaint about Suicide Squad, I mean, plenty, and I mean the movie. Joker didn't need to be in it. I mean, not only do I mean he didn't need to be in it in the sense that he was only in it for about 2 minutes overall, and I wouldn't expect DC not to roll out the Joker if they're putting a movie with Harley Quinn in it. DC will roll out the Joker any time they possibly can, just like Batman. Whenever they get scared or defensive, you just throw Batman and the Joker at people until they go away or give them lots of money. So any project that was going to have Harley in it, of course they were going to go, oh, hey, Joker's attached to Harley. Except he's not. That's my point. That's the complaint I'm getting to. Harley's in the Suicide Squad after having broken up with Joker. Harley has been broken up with Joker for a long time. He's not really a part of her world anymore. I've read up through volume 5 of Harley Quinn Rebirth, and there was a guy sort of related to the Joker that sort of came along in one story, but aside from that, the Joker's had nothing to do with it. Which surprised me. I would have thought a guy like the Joker wouldn't let a girl go, that he would constantly be coming back into her life to haunt her. But I guess, you know, the writers wanted to make that clear separation. This is Harley's story now. Joker's not part of it anymore. And that's the point. By the time Harley's joined the Suicide Squad, Joker's long gone. He's not part of her life. So the fact that they put the Joker in that movie was awful. What else was awful? The scene when they were showing sort of Harley's transformation at the hands of the Joker, and they showed that very brief clip of the two of them dancing, and she's wearing her outfit from the show, which was a great idea, except, again, the two issues with it. One, the light, so it was clearly lit, so it looked stupid. But two, they had her head things be stiff, so it looked really ridiculous. She has this doing, like in the show, it was a cartoon, so they were kind of stiff, but they moved around. And they were about that long. They had them be long in the movie. But, like, it's real people. And you gotta adjust things for real. Like, it should have been just, like, a short little thing. Should have been cloth, so it kind of... And that would have looked cool. But instead, she's got these, like, big fucking rubber legs hanging off the top of her head. And it just looks full-on stupid. So stupid. I didn't hate Suicide Squad, the movie. I hated the first book, I'll tell you that much. The movie was okay, but it was super dumb. As other people have already pointed out, the movie has no reason to exist because the threat that the Suicide Squad has to face is a threat that they created. Amanda Waller pulled these people together for no apparent reason. Like, she tries to make you think there's already a threat that she's going to tell you about later that she needs the Suicide Squad to tackle. No, there's nothing. And she gets the squad together, and then I think Flag lets Enchantress out of her cage, but I think Waller told him to do that, so it's even worse. And then she escapes and fucks shit up. And then she's the antagonist of the film. So if Waller had just never tried to put together a Suicide Squad, there wouldn't be a reason for a Suicide Squad. You know what I mean? That's how dumb this movie is. Did anyone in the creation process of this film even think? I need to blow my nose real bad, so I'm going to stop soon. Especially because I've been going on for almost 20 minutes. But the last thing I want to talk about is the Joker. I like the look. I like the performance. I don't like the voice. The look is cool. I like this idea of a sort of modern day gangster-looking Joker. I'm down for that. He had a posse with him. It was like a different feel. The problem I had is that he's really trying to talk like Heath Ledger. And it's, no, make the character your own, dude. Like, that voice doesn't go. His Joker looks like a more confident, less crazy guy, you know? Like, he's crazy, but in a more measured, like, you don't know what he's gonna do next, but he's gonna, like, speak with an even tone. He's a gangster. He's in charge of things. He's got a posse. That's the appearance. That's what I get from his appearance. But then he talks like Heath Ledger, and he jumped around like Spastic, like fucking Heath Ledger. Like, that Joker's been done, dude. And I think it's so funny that there was so much hype in the build up to this movie of Leto going on and on about how this Joker is going to be nothing you've ever seen before. And aesthetically he was, but he's just acting like Heath Ledger. I said a minute ago I like the performance. He's not always acting like Heath Ledger. There's some good performance, but then as soon as he starts talking, he starts trying to be Heath Ledger. And it's just dumb. And that movie was dumb, and Suicide Squad is dumb. And I hate Amanda Waller. She's the most evil character in the whole DC universe. And I can't tell if we're supposed to like her or not, genuinely. Seen her in the book, seen her in that movie, seen her in Arrow, and I really can't tell if writers expect us to like her, be like, oh, she's tough but good, or really hate her, because I hate her. I don't love to hate her, even. She's not like a fun antagonist. I just hate her. She's so mean and evil. Oh yeah, that's the last thing they did wrong with the movie. Waller. Good actor they got to play her. She had the look. She wasn't hard enough. She spoke a little too softly. She smiled every now and again. That's not Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is scary and evil and mean. I mean, let's just fucking find a page. I mean, anytime she appears, she's got that horrible bullfrog frown of hers. Not frowning there, but just, she's hard. Her face is always hard, callous. Waller doesn't smile even when things are going her way. So the fact that they let her smile in the movie, just wrong. That's all for today. I've been going on for almost 21 fucking minutes and nobody's gonna watch this. Bye.